A video of Hanyu Yuzuru and Tetsuko-san meeting before the broadcast appeared. They talked about the incident at the New Year's show with the microphone. Hanyu Yuzuru's fatigued, physically alright, mentally quite exhausted. The costume 3 was picked up by a stylist. After the shooting, Tetsuko said that he is an incredible, clean and sincere person, with whom it is easy and not boring to have a conversation. What a nice woman. She made a gift for him, and had a flag for him, so she must have watched the gift too. And they had such a nice meeting. And Hanyu Yuzuru is so gallant. It's always so interesting to watch behind the scenes. I'm glad he's physically okay. I hope he's not just saying that to appease the fans, and he really is. But morally it was much harder for him, a new chapter in life, solo shows, where almost all the responsibility is on him. Coupled with his perfectionism and fear of not living up to expectations. The trip to Canada reset him a bit, I'm sure. Well, now preparations for Fantasy on Ice, where all he has to do is skate and not be responsible for anything. It's his home show. Mentally he will be absolutely comfortable there. Staging new programs, I think, can also help mentally distract him. I wonder what's in the bag Tetsuko-san gave him. Hanyu Yuzuru, what kind of Mr. Modesty? He walks right up the wall, Mr. Politeness. All the communication is on his lap. I've never seen anyone like him, honestly. He'll bow 100 times over everybody. Though I'd like to bow to him for all his kindness. The mood is just off the charts after watching it. To watch the full video of the meeting between Hanyu Yuzuru and Tetsuko-san with sound, go to our website at the link in the description. Beauty in the Urindo bookstore to celebrate the release of Aoi Hono 4. Just a paradise for Yuzuru Hanyu fans, it makes me want to be there. Pieces of the backstage at the Yokohama prologue. Great backstage. Lots of different interesting moments. Yuzuru Hanyu was exhausted after the roles. But how hard it is to know you are always being filmed, and you cannot even let your feelings out and always have to keep a straight face. How unusual to review the prologue retrospectively and not hear the screams of the stands. Still, the screaming is super. It creates an atmosphere of celebration. Asahi did a great job. They showed the best moments from all 5 days, and from different cameras. On the first day, Yuzuru Hanyu was very nervous before Seimei, and when it worked, he exhaled. I was watching again with tears in my eyes, his whole career since childhood, all the ups and downs, as if on the palm of my hand. They showed all the programs that Yuzuru Hanyu skated for the audience's choice. Great. The red glove was great. Why didn't Yuzuru Hanyu wear it anymore? And how beautiful the glowing bleachers looked. What a wonderful backstage experience. The camera captured so many interesting moments from the preparation process. Yuzuru Hanyu's training was exhausting, and from the backstage of the show itself. And the cake at the end. And the invariable farewell to the ice. The prologue was awesome. Yuzuru Hanyu, thank you so much again. We live in an amazing time. In the time of Yuzuru Hanyu's life, it's a real blessing to witness his roles. You have made the whole world fall in love with you through your hard work, talent, dedication and respect. Thank you. He has a special beauty, spiritualized. Always beautiful and youthful after the roles. About communication with his hometown. Now that Yuzuru Hanyu has no competition-related restrictions, he can work on his projects. Despite his own experiences during the earthquake, he wants to learn more about the disaster, as memories dissipate as 12 years have passed. He wants to see everything with his own eyes and properly listen to the different stories, learn everything on his own and, based on that, sent his own message to the people. In his message to the channel's viewers, Yuzuru Hanyu assured that he would skate in the Note Stellata show, thinking about many things. It will be an important time, and I would like everyone to feel hope, even if just a little bit. Hanyu Yuzuru, 27, who announced his transition to the pros in July, was interviewed by Mainichi August 10. It lasted only 5 minutes so that Yuzuru Hanyu, who expressed his desire to respond to the media who came to the open training session that day, had time to answer everyone. It was an intense 300 seconds. I really wanted to ask him something. Have there been any conflicts between Hanyu Yuzuru the artist and Hanyu Yuzuru the athlete? At the July 19 press conference for the transition to the pros and at the open training session, his clear expression on his face, as if exempt from scoring, was impressive. That's why, when Yuzuru Hanyu's manager announced the start of the interview, I straightforwardly asked a candid question. Yuzuru Hanyu nodded as before, listening attentively, and after a brief pause, revealed his heart with a smooth story. For example, Ballad number 1, Saimei, I was able to reach my limit in points for components, pieces, that season. For me, it was the moment when all my efforts were rewarded. The moment when all the jumps, connections, rotations I was aiming for, it was like they all merged together, one to one. I was very happy to be able to appreciate it. And afterwards, despite all my efforts to do this and that more and more, there is still a limit in my grades for components, pieces, there was quite a bit of conflict in that. I was trying harder and harder, but as a result, I could not surpass that limit, in scores. I wondered, why aren't my scores going up? Year after year, I gradually made my performances harder. Of course, had I relied on one jump, something would have changed, but if you ask whether it gives me pleasure to do so, that's not the real beauty of figure skating for me. Besides, there was also conflict. I was constantly faced with the dilemma that if I did it that way, I'd get points, but it wouldn't be me.